Hi, 6th of April, Good Friday. MEPs have been asked to circulate educational materials about the glories of the EU and its Parliament, packs that are being prepared to be sent to our local schools with forms for additional copies. A few days ago, Geoff Hoon wrote to MEPs. He's the Minister for Europe. He and the Education Minister Alan Johnson, so desperate to get the word round about the EU, that they've produced a Learning Together brochure that invites teachers to get involved in celebrating 50 years of the EU. Well, there's an inaccuracy for a start, of course. And the British Council's been roped in as well. The package on offer includes DVDs, display material, teaching aids, and of course the money for producing all these things comes from the EU's bottomless pit, which is ultimately your taxes. The Department of Education's got a website, globalgateway.org, offering lessons incorporating a European dimension. Ready-made European e-twinning project kits can be downloaded from the British Council's website, and they have other material available as well. Schools can register their quote interest by emailing a British Council site. I feel that they ought to hear from a few angry parents and grandparents who know that all of this pro-EU propaganda is in clear and direct breach of the 1996 Education Act, specifically Articles 406, 407. These articles forbid, quote, the promotion of partisan political activities in the teaching of any subject in school, and demands that, quote, where political issues are brought to the attention of pupils, they are offered in a balanced presentation of opposing views, unquote. Well, what's the chances of that when the EU is involved? These views of imbalance need to be brought to the attention of head teachers everywhere, and if you're a parent, then you should be making sure that your kids are not receiving propaganda from the EU about how wonderful it is. On a plus note, the take-up in the UK has been pretty poor since this stuff started to become available about 4 years ago. In the best year, only 153 schools took it up, and so far this year only 53. Mind you, we're only in April, aren't we? This notion of political indoctrination is particularly sickening when we see what history tells us about political organisations and unelected governments brainwashing the children of their particular generation into the ways of the powers that be at the time, and we have to safeguard ourselves against this. If you go into any secondary school and you go to the languages department, it'll have different names in different schools. You will see the EU flag in a number of those schools, in classrooms, in corridors, and you need to question the language teachers involved. What is that doing there? Why is it there? You might see maps in geography departments of Europe with the EU flag there, even though of course the geographical region of Europe includes lots of countries that are not in the European Union. It's just insidious, drip, drip, drip brainwashing, and we need to protect our children from this. We need to tell our children the truth about the EU and how it is a threat to sovereignty, a threat to democracy, and a threat to their future.